I'm here representing the CEDAW working group in the UK, and I'm hoping to be able to ask the committee to ask the particular questions that we want raised with the UK government about women's rights in the UK. We hope that the committee will listen to what we're saying and make sure they hold the government to account on women's rights internationally and in the UK and live up to their CEDAW obligations.
Come to Geneva to lobby on our shadow report on older women. I want the committee to understand the rights and needs of older women in the UK and what still needs to be done to ensure that they can live with dignity. I want the committee to recognise that their work on the General Recommendation 27 on older women's rights is actually important, and that we can take this work forward not only for the UK but across all the countries who are members of the United Nations. The other things that is really important that I would like to get out of it is to ensure that the committee asks the government questions about older women's rights in the United Kingdom.
We're here to talk to members of the CEDAW Committee to make sure that the UK is fully held to account for its international obligations around women's rights and ending violence against women and girls. In particular, we want to make sure the committee is asking the right questions around how the government works across all of its departments to champion the rights of women, but also really to make sure that the UK is seeing violence against women and girls as really core to its international mission, so particularly building stability and peace around the world. So that's why we're here today.
We are at this session highlighting some of the key issues for women in Scotland. We'll be referring the committee back to the questions that we hope that they will consider asking the UK states, and we're also here to build our own knowledge about the way the process works for CEDAW and to continue to engage with it as a Scottish NGO.
We came as the National Human Rights Institution to answer questions about the list of issues that we've submitted to the committee, and we've come here today because we'd like to ensure that the committee put the right questions to the government in the examination next summer based on our evidence included in the list of issues.
So we just met with the committee members, and it was great to be able to raise our issues and talk a bit more about women's rights in the UK. After the meeting we also got to speak to some of the committee members and give them further information and ask more questions and build a relationship with them so that we can see them again at the examination next July. So why was it useful to be here today?
It was great to come together. I didn't get a chance to speak like some of the other delegates here today, but I did get a chance to speak to committee members after the meeting and had a chance to raise issues about abortion rights and reproductive rights in the UK, as well as women's position in the labour market, which was great.
I think it was a great session, and I think the committee are really listening and really valued the inputs from the NGO members that were there, and it was great because one of the committee members actually said to us afterwards that they were very pleased that there was such a strong showing from UK NGOs. So hopefully, we'll wait to see, but hopefully we've had a really positive impact.